James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end McDonald down the line left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben all the way back to the 2 to the 1. And the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad start.
6-0 Browns. Marquise Pouncey just sailed the ball over the head of Big Ben, who looked at James Conner. They raced back towards inside the 5-yard line. It went into the end zone. B.J. Goodson and Carl Joseph were over there, and Joseph recovers it. Calling signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Nick Chubb, he's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-9. James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end McDonald down the line left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben all the way back to the 2 to the 1. And the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad start.
6-0 Browns. Marquise Pouncey just sailed the ball over the head of Big Ben, who looked at James Conner. They raced back towards inside the 5-yard line. It went into the end zone. B.J. Goodson and Carl Joseph were over there, and Joseph recovers it. Calling signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Nick Chubb, he's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-9. James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end, McDonald down the line, left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben, all the way back to the 2, to the 1, and the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad start.
6-0 Browns. Marquise Pouncey just sailed the ball over the head of Big Ben, who looked at James Conner. They raced back towards inside the 5-yard line. It went into the end zone. B.J. Goodson and Carl Joseph were over there, and Joseph recovers it. Calling signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5.
All right, we are ready to go. Yeah, we are here. Welcome everybody to Load the Box Browns. I am Chris Paxtitis. That is Eric Mienko. I want to apologize that we weren't on last week. That was my fault entirely. The job site I was working on decided that they were going to work till it was dark. And by the time I got home, it was like 8:45, 9 o'clock. So we weren't able to go on. I apologize. Really wanted to talk about that win against Pittsburgh. But instead, what we're going to talk about is that pitiful, awful game that we saw against Atlanta in Atlanta. It's the first time we lost to the Falcons in a while, because I remember we had beat them a couple times in a row, once with Baker Mayfield at quarterback and once with Brian Hoyer back in 2014. So, and the thing is, we had a chance to win that game, but before we get into talking about the game, Mienko, I want to know how you've been. How was your week and, week prior? How was it?
It was pretty good. It was pretty much business as usual. Last week, I love to smoke and try new things.
Yeah.
Well, smoking meats, obviously. And we did what's called poor man's brisket.
Okay.
Basically, you take chuck roast and you smoke it like a brisket, and it turned out really, really well.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So we took that and then we actually chopped that up on Sunday, and then we froze it, and then we're gonna reheat it back up for like sandwiches or tacos this week. So
nice.
about that.
Nice. There you go. My week. It's just working a lot, man. Just working crazy hours.
Yeah.
I think I had like nearly 60 hours last week.
Ooh.
It was good money, but it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see my family a whole lot last week, but this week I've been working from home, doing some training stuff. So it's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take it all day.
Absolutely.
But enough about me. Let's get into this game. So I don't know where to start, because number. Okay, go ahead.
I know exactly where to start.
Yeah, do it.
Point blank is a team loss.
Yes.
The offense left way too many points on the field. Jacoby Brissett played decent, but not good. We needed him to play good.
Yep.
The second half, they got out for some reason. They ran the ball sometimes, but didn't run it enough in the second half.
Yeah.
You ride the hot hand. The offense, the offensive line was making holes. Why not run the ball more? The first half, obviously, we will talk about it, but that first drive where you have 4th and 1, why are you not running the ball? The drive before the half when you have Yelda Froholt in there, why are you not running the ball? Why are you trying to get cute? Kevin Stefanski tricked himself into trying to outcoach somebody else and outcoached himself. Is what this is.
Yeah.
The defense played really well for the most part until the second half.
Yeah.
They decided hey, we're going to run the same exact play every single time. They're going to continue to run the exact same play right down our throats. They didn't make any adjustments. Them not having Clowney and Garrett was a ginormous loss. We have to get somebody else in there.
Not just Clowney and Garrett, but Anthony Walker That
Yeah.
here's the thing. I like Jacob Phillips, and he's very good in the passing game. But people underestimated how good Anthony Walker was in the run game.
Right.
And I think it showed because Atlanta ran down our throats.
Yep.
And it was not a pretty game, especially in that second half. They ran right down our throats. Jordan Hawthorne says RIP Browns. Yeah. How the Vikings doing, buddy?
3-1. But
Exactly.
They won on
There.
They should have lost to the Saints with Andy Dalton and without Alvin Kamara or Michael Thomas. So.
But they did it. They did. They pulled it out. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how you win as long as you win. So that's good on the Vikings. But man, you were right about Jacoby Brissett. We needed him to play a good game, and he played all right. So that call to go for it on fourth down when it was 4th and goal instead of going for the field goal. I understand what Stefanski wanted to do there, and I don't blame him.
Right.
But looking back on it, those 3 points would have sent us to overtime.
Yeah, but also looking back on it, look how many chances we had to take the lead.
No, you're right.
So those points should not have hurt us.
But
if we execute the game like we're supposed to, we win the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we do that, yeah, you execute it like you're supposed to, yeah, we will win the game, but the problem is we're not. So I think at this point in time, Kevin needs to take the easy points, especially this coming week against the Chargers.
No, you are not scoring 3 points against this Chargers offense and expecting to win the game. You have to get 7.
No, you're right, but you also have to take what points you can get. That's all. I don't know.
As aggressive as this offense is, if you settle for 3, that means you have to get 3 field goals to match their 1 touchdown.
I know.
So you cannot afford to kick field goals this game. You have to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons, you could have afforded to score field goals, but not the Chargers.
Yeah.
The offense is too good, and they're supposed to get Keenan Allen back.
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll get into that.
It's gonna be a difficult game. Nick Chubb had another good game. I mean, he had 19 rushes for 118 yards and a touchdown in front of his home crowd. He also invited his high school team. I don't know if you saw that.
They were up in the nosebleeds.
But hey, they were there. It's an NFL game though. They were there. One thing I don't like about Atlanta Stadium was that when it was open, the sun, man.
The one square of sun.
Yeah.
It was like the one square.
That was blinding, man. I felt for the players. Let's see. Jordan says he's about to go live. Don't have to read this out loud. Browns have to win these games. We penciled in as W's before the season. Jets Falcons are inexcusable. Need to be 500 when Watson returns. I completely agree. They have to be. No, we penciled the Jets and the Falcons as wins. We did, and they should have been wins, especially the Jets. But don't get me started on that because we've moved on, and that loss still hurts to this day.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, we did think. I think you and I both agreed that we thought that they'd be 3-1. We thought that they would be 3-1 going into this week. We thought there would have been a loss somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Who that loss was, we didn't know, right? So for them to be 2-2, it's not the end of the world. The sky is not falling. But let's be honest, they should have a 2-game lead on this entire division.
Yes, they should.
Absolutely should, but they don't. No. Because why? They've squandered these wins away.
Yes.
As a team, they have decided to screw themselves over and not win these football games.
Yep.
That is on them. There's no one else to blame with these players.
No. You're exactly right. Something's got to give about this defense, man. I'm tired. This is the 3rd year in a row that we have been talking about Joe Woods' defense. Mm-hmm. It's like numbers wise, they're good because they had a top 5 defense last year.
Yeah.
But you and I watched every game last year. They did not look like a top 5 defense last year.
Yeah, but at the same time, think about it. You held Marcus Mariota at 37% passing. That's the lowest number of points they've scored all year.
You're right, but in the end, we still lost.
Right. As a defense, they played well enough to win.
You gotta play better.
The fumble that Njoku had in the first half.
That hurt.
That was a game killer.
Yes.
Because they got the ball in Falcon territory.
Yes.
Deep in their territory. What, like the 30-yard line?
Something
35,
like that.
I think is what it was.
Yeah.
So, think about that, though. And then on top of that, if you would have told me, I want to pull this up because I don't want to speak this incorrectly.
Yeah.
If you would have told me prior to this game, going in, obviously we knew Atlanta had 3 big players that we had to worry about, right? We knew they had Cordell Patterson,
Kyle Pitts,
Drake London, and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
If you would have told me that this team held Kyle Pitts to 1 for 25, Drake London 2 for 17, and Cordell Patterson 9 rushes for 38 yards, I would have told you we blew them out of the water. But we didn't. Why? Because as a team, we failed in the second half. We didn't, and I know that they asked about this a lot this week, and you and I have talked about this. They don't have that dog mentality. They don't want to step on people's throats and put away the games.
Yep.
They don't want to, it feels like. They don't want to step up. They decide to play off, play shell, play soft, oh, it's okay. They can get 6 yards here, 10 yards there, 7 yards here, but we're not giving them the big play, right? And then the fourth quarter comes, they get back on their heels and they give up a big play. In the offense, we get soft and conservative in the second half. Why? Oh, we're up. We're okay. It's all right. We'll be okay. They won't catch up. And what happens? Big play gets let up by the defense. Offense then has to go to offensive mode. They screw up. They don't succeed. And then what happens? We lose. Or we almost lose. Look at Carolina. We got comfortable. We didn't step on their throats. We almost lost.
Yep.
The Jets. We got comfortable. We gave up big plays. And we lost. Pittsburgh. We almost lost that.
Yep.
Because his team, for some reason, and I don't know if it's Stefanski, I don't know if it's the players, I don't know who it is. They just refuse to put their big boy, tie up them laces real tight, and step on their throats. Like it's football.
Yep.
Like I don't know if they saw what happened to Tua, but you ain't got much time in this game.
No. That don't get me started on the Tua thing. There should be many people fired for.
Well, there already was one.
Well, I know that, but man, that was bad. I mean, everybody in their mind knew that he was not able to play that game, and he shouldn't have yet.
He was concussed in the Bills game.
Exactly. I mean, I saw that Bills that hit during the Bills game because he got up from it and then immediately fell down after walking a couple steps. Like he was not all there. Reminded me of Colt McCoy in the Pittsburgh game years ago, that Thursday night game, where he said he knows that he gave up the game. He just did not remember what happened. The Tua thing reminded me of that.
I mean, the Tua thing was this. Get knocked to the ground, hit your head. He gets up, shakes his head to get it to, clean the cobwebs out. Goes to walk off. Oh, it's his back. Bullshit, man. I got back problems. I don't just fall like that and stumble and catch myself.
Yeah.
Like I might go to one knee.
Yeah.
As if, because I have sciatica and, it's brought me to my knees before, but not like that.
No. And then when he got hit and I saw his fingers do that, man, let me tell you, that was terrifying. And it was a good hit too. Like it was a clean, legal hit. That's why it wasn't flagged. It didn't need to be flagged. But man, that hit, that was absolutely terrifying. And actually, fun fact, I got caught in that traffic that game. The traffic for that game trying to get home, man. It was bad. It took me nearly 3 hours to get home compared to an hour and a half trip.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, this I don't want to put this loss on Jacoby Brissett because we know what he is. But damn, especially in that last drive, I don't know why he threw that ball. There was no reason to throw that. We were in 4-down territory, gain a couple of yards, and just keep on going. You didn't
I can tell you what happened. He lost his confidence for some reason. Look at I'm gonna give you one point, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Look at how effective the screen game was during the Pittsburgh game. For some reason, and it happened 3 times that I could think of, he started to pump fake those screen passes. Why? Throw the ball. It should either be it gets to the player or it hits the dirt.
Yep.
It shouldn't be anything else. But for some reason, he kept pumping it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's not, for some reason, he just wasn't confident.
Yeah. You're right. But you know what? It is what it is, sort of thing. It is what it is, guys. We're 2-2. And we got a big game this week. We got a very important game. This is a must-win game against a very good Chargers team.
Yeah.
I think if given the chance, I think Herbert's going to pick us apart.
Well, hang on real quick. Before we go to the Chargers, I want to point out a few things.
Yeah, go ahead.
So a couple plays that were, one positive and two pretty major negatives. The pass to DPJ that he hit him when he was in the sun spot. That was an incredible pass.
Yes, it was.
That play was absolutely incredible.
Yep.
The two bad ones I want to point out also had to do with DPJ. The one pass that he connected with him, going towards the corner.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have hit him in stride, it was a walk-in.
Yeah.
That's 6 points in the second half, in third quarter. That's an easy touchdown. That's points. Those 4 points won you the game. But it didn't happen. He led him way too far to the sideline. He dove for it, caught it, made a nice play. The other one was he had DPJ open again. He led him too far to the sideline, and DPJ couldn't get his feet in. Again, it wasn't a bad pass. It just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So, we need him to be good enough. We don't need him to be, he's not bad. He's not a bad quarterback.
No.
But he played all right. It was not starting caliber all right. It was just all right. We need him to be good. Not great. Don't need Josh Allen. Don't need Aaron Rodgers. We need good.
Yep. No, you're exactly right. We'll see coming up this week. So I'm done talking about Atlanta. Do you got anything else you want to talk about with the Atlanta game?
No. Other than saying, please, Kevin, for the love of God, do not ever, ever try and get cute like that on 2nd and 1 again. You have Nicholas Jamal Chubb in the backfield.
Yeah.
You have 2 extra linemen. Like the guy on Thursday night's shirt said, run the damn ball, Kevin.
Yep. All right. Moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers. I keep wanting to say San Diego. I'm still not used to LA Chargers, which they should never left San Diego. But
I gotta have money to stay there.
Yeah, but still.
They didn't have it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the injury report. So for the Browns, got a few notable names on here. Joel Bitonio did not practice for bicep. He was also resting. I think it was just a veteran wrestling. Taven Bryant still limited with a hammy. Harrison Bryant did not practice. He was sick. Clowney didn't practice with the ankle. Mari Cooper had a rest day. Jordan Elliott was limited with a knee. Miles did practice. He was limited for his shoulder and bicep. Myles Garrett, please do not wreck your car again. And it came out that he's had a shit ton of speeding tickets. So, buddy.
I don't care.
Buddy, well,
the guy,
no.
He's what, 25, 26?
Yeah, but damn. Drive carefully.
Dude, seriously. If I'm 26 years old and I got a Ferrari like that, I'm going to be driving fast. Let's be honest.
He had a Porsche.
Whatever it is.
Still, I'm just saying, be careful. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. Be careful. Be safe.
I hate that the media made it out to be something more than what it was.
Yeah. Well,
deer came out in front of him. He lost control, tried to overcorrect, screwed up, rolled his car.
We're lucky we're lucky that he's okay. And that's the most important thing. Is that
Absolutely.
Miles is okay. Football be damned. Yeah. He's okay. That's what matters.
Absolutely.
But just be safe. That's all. Be safe. Joe Hag has a concussion, but he's back up. Ain't nobody care about him. Njoku didn't practice with the knee, also rested. JOK was limited with a groin. Isaiah Thomas he practiced fully with a hand injury. Denzel was limited with back and ribs. One notable, Greedy Williams practiced today. So we might actually have a sighting. A Greedy Williams sighting. So, hey, that's something. That is something. Jerome Ford got put on IR today's or
See that,
yesterday, I think, something like that.
Yesterday.
So we're not going to see him for a few games. We haven't seen much of him anyway, but we got to find somebody else to.
Kicker Turner.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
We got to.
they signed Rogers.
Yeah,
Carlos, I think is what that is.
yeah. For the Chargers, Keenan Allen did not practice with a hammy, but we expect him to play.
I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't either, but prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Herbert was a practice with ribs. Their kicker, Dustin Hopkins, was limited with a quadricep. Their fullback practice with quadricep. D lineman Austin Johnson was full. Tight end Trey McKitty was full. Joshua Palmer was limited, and their other tight end Donald Parham Jr. was full, and linebacker Kyle Van Noy was limited with a back.
That's a big one.
That is
if he doesn't go, because he's playing where Bosa normally would.
Yeah.
So if for some reason he can't go, that would be a huge deal for them. I mean, Khalil Mack is fantastic, but if you're down two of your better pass rushers, that's not good for them. And
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the stat, but they are, as far as a secondary goes, they're really good. They're good at defending the pass, but they are awful defending the run. I think that they're 31st in the league against the run.
Yeah.
And they have given up the third most yards in the NFL to outside the tackle runs, which obviously we both know the Browns love to run outside tackles.
Yep.
You love to get that push, was it pull pin or pull whatever it is with, you get the guards to pull outside, set the edge, and then they're gone.
Yep, we have two of the best pulling guards in the league as well. So that bodes well for us. That bodes very well for us. It's a matter of shutting down that offense, which I don't know if we can do.
You have to slow it down.
Yes, bare minimum, slow it down. I think getting Miles back this week is going to help. God forbid we get Clowney back. That would be great. Greedy would be nice if he actually plays. I'm not betting money on it.
I think he will. He was, for him to get activated, he's gonna be out there.
I'm not betting money on Greedy ever playing at this point in time. Like, you know what, he's always hurt, and he actually was questioned about that. I don't know if you saw that question about his injury history, and all he said about that was, "It is what it is."
I mean, what more can he do? He can't help that he gets injured.
No, exactly. Just some players it happens to. But yeah, we got Miles back, got Greedy back, got Clowney back. Hopefully Clowney plays.
Clowney didn't practice today, did he?
No, I don't know. I don't think he did, but
I don't think he did.
But he still might play. You never know.
Right, probably be Friday. We'll know more.
Exactly. It would be nice to have both of them back. Hopefully we get Taven Bryant back, because damn.
I think you have to get two of the three back for me to feel comfortable. Because the other nice thing is that their offensive line's not very good. Their offensive line is starting the left tackle, I think they said, was like a 4th round rookie.
Yeah.
The right tackle is their 1st round pick from this year. Their 2 guards are one had never started in the NFL before this year, and the other one was like a 7th round pick. And then you have Corey Linsley, who's a Pro Bowl center. But point being is we can get pressure on the outside.
Yep.
You just have to have 2 of those 3 to be able to deliver the pressure.
Yeah. And I'm also not saying that, we want to hurt Herbert or anything, but he's favoring the ribs. You get a couple shots on him.
The problem is he doesn't take shots. He's not been sacked very often.
Yeah.
I think I heard like 4 sacks all year, 5 sacks all year. That's not a lot.
No, it's not.
At all.
But we've got one of the best defensive ends in the game. So we'll see. I don't know if you saw this or not, but the Browns are actually wearing their color rush uniforms. We haven't seen those since 2020 against Dallas. Yes. They're not wearing their 75th anniversary jersey, which they are absolute fire, mind you. Yes. The jerseys are great. But I do like the color rush ones, the all brown ones. We've only worn those once, and the last time we wore them was against Dallas in 2020, and that absolute thriller of a game where Odell put the team on his back and won us the damn game. That was
Does it say what the Chargers are wearing?
I'm assuming they're just going to wear their white jerseys since the Browns are wearing their brown ones. I'm assuming they're going to wear some sort of white jersey.
So I'm going to be honest. I think the Chargers have the best uniforms in the NFL.
Minus the Browns, I would agree with you.
I mean, I love the Browns, but
I'm choosing the Browns.
Powder blues. Oh my god.
The Browns have the best jersey in the NFL to me, but I'm also extremely biased, and I fully admit that. But if I was to choose a team other than the Browns, yes, I fucking love the Chargers. Their unis, they've always been pretty good for me, but when they switched it up, I thought they were fantastic.
I even like the Phillip Rivers powder blues.
Oh, same here.
The baby blues, but the original throwback powder blues are just so freaking good. Good.
I agree. I haven't seen a bad Chargers jersey yet.
No. I'm not a big fan of the navy one, but I
like
still
the navy one, man. You said I don't think they have a bad jersey at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who jerseys I hate. There are two teams that I absolutely hate their jerseys.
Tommies.
What?
Tommies.
Oh no, they're just whatever. They're all black ones look pretty good. I kind of like those. But for me, other than the other AFC North teams, like I see those jerseys, I'm ready to throw up.
Those white ones, all whites last week were kind of clean.
They might be clean, but I still hate them. I still hate that jersey. No, I will never say that I like those jerseys. I hate them. All you can wear all white, all black, all orange. I don't give a shit. Fuck the Bengals. Anyway, there are two teams in the NFL who I think have some of the worst jerseys I've ever seen, and that's Atlanta.
Let me guess the second one.
Okay, Atlanta. They're all black ones, just boring. Their white ones are pretty clean. But their alternative ones, the red flowing into black, I think that looks like those like old school FUBU jerseys that people used to wear. I think I was a big fan of Atlanta's, like when Michael Vick became Michael Vick, and when they wore the Super Bowl. I thought those jerseys were absolutely fire. Those were straight fire. When they got rid of them, I was like, man, they made a mistake. And the ones that they picked right now, they're awful. They're awful.
All right, now
number two, who do you think?
One specific jersey in mind.
Okay.
Now, obviously, it's not them as a whole. The throwback Packers jerseys.
That's not what I was going to say, but yes, those are bad.
It's really bad.
They're not good. The Jets throwback ones, those are gross too.
I like the Jets throwbacks.
No, I remember those Eagles throwback ones.
You talking about the bright green?
It was no. During Donovan McNabb, it was like yellow and like blue, baby blue. I think so. God, those were ugly. But that's not what I'm thinking about. Like active.
Right, give me a conference, and I'll see if I can get this.
NFC.
All right, don't give it to me yet.
I'm not going to give you division either because you'll get it.
Yeah, I'm going through it real quick. In my head, I'm going to go with the Rams.
I think every single Rams uniform right now is butt-ass ugly.
I'm not a big fan of the rework.
I actually was a big fan of the ones that they had in St. Louis. Like when they had like Mark Bulger playing.
No, I was going to say Mark Bulger.
I was a big fan of those jerseys. I understand why they switched it up when they went back to Los Angeles. I get it. I understand it. But and those, like the ones that they wore in the Super Bowl, not last year, but when they played against the Pats, if they would have went just back to those, that would have been great. Those looked great. But the ones they have right now are butt-ass ugly. Those white ones are awful. The blue ones are awful.
I like the blue ones to an extent. I don't like the yellow with it. I think it's the shade of yellow.
It's like the yellow's too bright. Like, I don't, and the white ones are just butt ass ugly. Like, I would not be proud to wear a Rams jersey like that.
Right.
But I digress. let's get into some keys to the game for the Chargers, shall we? Like we're gonna do it how we normally do. One on offense, one on defense. The last time we had a show, you said let's not pick the easy one. So we both know what we're gonna pick on offense: run the damn ball. So let's say something different on offense.
Sure, I'll let you go first.
But what's that?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, so on defense for mine is gonna be I want to see rush the quarterback. We need to get pressure on Justin Herbert. Let's make him make the stupid mistakes. I mean, he is a good quarterback. Obviously, we both know that. But every quarterback will make a mistake, especially if you get pressure in his face. I want to see that. We have a limping Keenan Allen possibly playing. And if you get pressure in Justin Herbert's face, he's gonna make the bad throws. So I think we need to pressure him into that. So that's my key on defense. What's your key on defense?
For me, I'm gonna just say keep everything in front of you.
Yes.
So
okay.
I don't care if they
key.
chunk it. You know, you can get the 6, 7, 8 yards. I just don't want to see any 40, 50 yard Mike Williams bombs.
Yeah.
Because since he's come in the league, he leads the league in 30+ yard passes or receptions.
Yeah.
And Herbert has an arm. That man's got a cannon.
Yes, he does.
And he will get the ball to him if we do not execute. Obviously, it's easy to say rush the passer. It's easy to say get the sacks. But we, even if we have to play Jabril Peppers back there, put him back in Parma. I don't care, Westlake, wherever you want to put him at. Keep everything in front of you, man.
That is really. I mean, no, you're exactly right, man. I'm tired of seeing these big plays, and they really didn't have a whole lot against Atlanta. I mean, the rushing game did, but as far as the passing game, I mean, they obviously shut Atlanta down as far as their passing game. And you're right. And if Keenan Allen doesn't play, I want Denzel following Mike Williams the entire time.
I almost say that I would rather have Greedy on him because Greedy's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Greedy's a little bit bigger and a little bit lengthier than what Greedy is, or than what Denzel is. But at the same time, I don't really care who covers Mike Williams as long as they, you got to bracket them.
Yep.
I mean, but then again, they'll hit you wherever they need to. If you cover him, they'll find somebody else.
Yeah.
That one kid, Carter.
Yeah.
He blew up that one game, the game that Keenan Allen went out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have weapons. Josh Palmer's not a bad receiver.
No, and that's what's scary about this game, man. This team's a very good team, and I'm terrified of it. On offense, so we're not saying run the ball because that is a key that everybody knows we have to run the ball. Every single fucking game. So for me, I don't want dumb turnovers. I don't want Jacoby forcing the ball. I don't want Njoku to fumble again or anyone else to fumble. Hang on to the damn football. Because you said it earlier, we need to score as many points as possible against this team to keep up on offense, okay? Giving the ball away on a dumb turnover, like a stupid interception, tipped balls are not on the quarterback. I will never blame a tip ball interception on the quarterback. But when you force the ball into double or triple coverage, that's on you. That is on the quarterback through and through. Jacoby has been pretty good about not doing that. He's only got 2 interceptions on the year.
Right.
But it's still, that one that he had against Atlanta was bad. The other one against the Jets, I'm not going to blame him on that. He was just trying to make a play. Yeah. It's at the very end of the game. It is
Atlanta.
Yeah, but he did not need to do that right then and there.
Right.
But anyway, and he had a little more time than he did against the Jets.
He did.
Not much, but he did have a little bit more time. Yep. So hang on to damn football. That's what we're asking here. Hold on, damn football. That's my key. What about you? What do you got?
I want to see them execute on the screen game.
Okay, good.
So I don't know if that key would be more on Jacoby to just throw the ball. I don't know if that's on the offensive line to make sure that he gets where, make sure that he has the windows he needs. I don't know if it's on the receivers and tight ends, running backs to come to the ball, but the screen game is so important for us. I mean, I can give you two examples. The one that Kareem Hunt dropped because it hit the ground was that second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt was so open, and he was literally, he saw the end zone. If you watch that play, he peeks to his left, or to his right, I guess that would be, sees the wide open space, and is standing there because he says, that's where I'm going if this ball gets thrown to me properly. And because of that, he planted his body there waiting for the pass. Pass got rushed because the defender got in his face, fell to the ground.
Yeah.
That was an easy walking touchdown.
Yep.
The one did in Njoku in the fourth quarter, I think it was the second to last drive. Should have made that pass.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I talked about earlier, he pump faked it. They knew it was coming. Somebody stepped in front of stepped right behind Njoku because they knew it was going to happen, and they weren't able to succeed on the screen.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know if it's just execution, but you've got to get the screen game more involved.
And they got to be careful when it comes to screenplays is the illegal man downfield penalties. We've had a couple too many of those. And that's what happens when the screen game breaks down, so that's something we need to watch out for personally. So,
yeah,
but, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is going to be a tough week. This is a very big week. It is still a must-win game. And I think almost every single one of these games coming up are must-wins because we got to be at least close to 500 when Watson comes back.
You got to get at least win one or two of the next three before the bye.
Yes, I completely agree with you. So,
you've got to, and let's be honest though, as tough as this schedule is, the Chargers are beatable. Look what the Jaguars did to them.
Yes, they are very beatable.
Dismantled them.
Yes.
The Texans almost came back and beat them.
Yep.
Then you have the Baltimore Ravens. Their defense is in shambles, and they're relying solely on Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
So something's got to so they are beatable as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Then you have the Bengals. If we are healthy, we can beat the Bengals.
100%.
But the key is, are we healthy? And does this team want it? Do they have that killer mentality? Because let's be honest, the Bengals very well, you let them in the game, they can come back and win it.
Yeah.
We have to step on their throats. But I agree with you. We have to get, if not we have to be above 500 when Watson comes back.
Yep. I agree with you. So, all right. Well, we'll see.
Get into these picks.
Yeah, guys. So we weren't able to make picks last week. I forgot to even send you mine, so we'll just kind of skip last week.
All good.
So,
so overall, looking at the standings, obviously through 3 weeks instead of 4, you are at 24 and I am at 21.
Okay. Hey, took the lead. Let's go.
You did, and I have already made all of my picks.
Oh, okay.
So I went through this week and pre-filled them all in.
Okay.
So if you want, I can go first for all the games, and you can pick as you would like.
Yeah, you might as well.
All right. So first game we have is tomorrow night. It is Indy traveling to Denver. I am going to go with Indy because Denver is by far and away the worst coach team in the league.
I'm going to agree with you, but Jonathan Taylor's not playing.
Oh, he's not.
No, I that's what I heard. That he's not playing. That's going to be a tough game, but yes, I do not trust that Denver team at all. They are not a good football team. I don't know what's going on with Russell Wilson, but that is not the Russell Wilson that we all know. So,
actually, I'm going to change my pick. I did not know about Jonathan Taylor. I am going to go with Denver.
Okay.
Because that is a huge loss for them.
I now let me look it up first because
he is. I just confirmed it.
Okay.
They said they ruled him out.
Okay. All right.
With an ankle injury.
I'm still going Indianapolis, but it's hard for me to do it. But I'm doing it, but it's hard.
Okay. Next is I think a pretty easy one. You have Chicago going to the 3-1 in Minnesota Vikings. I picked Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota, and I believe Jordan's actually going to this game.
I think I did remember
Yeah,
him
he is.
mentioning this.
This is his first regular season NFL game ever.
That's awesome.
So he
Should have
is.
a blast.
He's very excited. He's driving up to Minnesota. Him and his brother and his dad. They're gonna Minnesota. You know, up there in Minnesota, there don't you know. So, good for them. But yes, I'm picking the Vikings.
Yep. All right. Next we have the Miami Teddy Bridgewaters going up against the New York Cougar Lover Jets.
Give me the Jets.
I went with the Teddy Bridgewaters because I believe that the talent on the Dolphins is far better than the Jets, although the Jets have been playing pretty good football. So we'll see what happens there.
Yep.
Next, I think this game could get interesting because I don't know if you saw it, but old Tommy Football and Giselle have hired divorce lawyers.
Maybe. Maybe that's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Yeah. So we have the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Tampa. I did pick Tampa, but I think that may also be a distraction for him.
I'm taking Tampa as well. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Detroit Lions going to the New England Patriots. And fun fact, I don't know if you saw this. I think they are the first team to ever do this. The Detroit Lions are first in scoring offense and last in scoring defense.
Yeah,
but
I saw that.
I am going to take them to score more points than the New England Patriots, who I'm assuming are going to start Bradley Zappi again.
Yes, I am also taking my man MCDC. So I'm taking the Lions in that one.
Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks playing very well with Geno, going up against the New Orleans Saints without Jameis.
I'm taking Seattle as well. I don't like that New Orleans team right now.
I mean, if the other thing that scares me about them is Michael Thomas didn't practice this week so far.
Yeah.
So if you got Michael Thomas again and without Jameis, I don't think I trust Andy Dalton. You just can't.
No.
Next, I really don't even want to mention this game because it's gonna be I just don't know how you pick them. But Pittsburgh traveling to Buffalo.
Well, I'll say this. I'm glad that I have Buffalo's defense in fantasy. Mr. Kenny Pickett throwing 3 picks in his first NFL game and a couple rushing touchdowns, which is, that's fine and dandy. But you cannot win just running the football as a quarterback. You have to actually throw the football. So Kenny Smallhands Pickett is going to lose this game. I'm taking Buffalo to handedly win.
Handedly, man.
Handedly.
Okay, I could see it. So I am obviously also taking Buffalo. It's an easy one, especially at home. Yeah, they're gonna. I just don't know this game's close.
I will say Buffalo's defense is still a little banged up as far as their secondary, but I still like them a lot more than I like Pittsburgh.
I don't know when they get him back, but they should be getting Tre'Davious White back soon.
Should be.
But he is still not there. Oh, actually, it looks still uncertain. Okay. Anyway, so next game is the Houston Texans traveling to Jacksonville. I went with Jacksonville because they kind of have somewhat of a hot hand right now, especially beat the Chargers. Obviously came back down to earth last week. But they are facing the Texans, so I think this should be an easy win for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do not like this Houston team at all. So
it's terrible.
Yeah.
Next is the Tennessee Titans traveling to the Commies. I'm taking the Titans.
I am too. Washington is bad. Washington is bad.
Speaking of bad, we have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to our old friend Baker Mayfield in the Carolina Panthers. I absolutely love. I was a Baker guy
Yeah.
prior to this. And obviously, I think everyone knows once he did the whole letter to Cleveland, made me completely sour on him. And then the podcast that followed, the way that he handled things when he left, how he's been since, I just completely flip flopped my view of him. And I love the fact that he's getting the same treatment in Carolina he was getting in Cleveland. Did you see what was said today?
No, I did not, but I know last week the fans were booing him like
Booing.
crazy,
And he
which
said,
he
I
did
don't
not
care
like in
about them
Cleveland.
booing me. Said that in his press conference. Today, somebody said, have you done any drills or tried to talk with the offensive coordinator on ways to improve the number of batted balls? And Baker looks at the reporter and goes, if you have any drills, please let me know. Pretty much meaning I got no answer for it.
It could have been one of those like satire things.
No. Promise.
Really?
He was dead ass. Dead ass. I'm like, dude, you you're on the a full-time backup.
Yeah.
It's what that is. So obviously I'm taking the Niners.
I'm taking the Niners as well. It just Carolina's not a good football team. I said that even when Baker went there, they're still not a good football team. He's not good enough right now to elevate the team around him. What, like it or not, that's how it is.
Right.
So I'm taking.
And I felt bad for DJ Moore. I don't know if you saw the interview that he had, but they were asking him the same exact questions they would ask Odell, like, why is there so much, why are they not getting you the ball? Do you feel like you're open? And he's like, gotta kind of hem haul around it because what more can you say?
Yeah.
We've already seen this movie once. So,
Yep.
but obviously moving on, we have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the LA Rams. I'm picking the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys, but the Rams stink. So I'm going with the Cowboys.
I want to pick the Cowboys too, man. They're hot right now. Cooper Rush is playing like a seasoned vet.
Yes.
Who would have thought? Is he going to take Dak's job? We'll see. Probably not. But man, I mean,
plus they got Michael Gallup back. Michael Gallup's a huge piece to add back to the offense.
Listen, I'm just saying Cooper Rush hasn't lost a game yet, so
True.
you gotta think about that.
Absolutely,
you gotta think about that. How did Tom Brady get a job?
That's very true.
He took once the $100 million man got hurt, he started playing well enough to win the games, and they stuck with the hot hand. Worked out well for the Pats. So
absolutely,
I'm not saying that Dak needs to lose his job to Cooper. I'm just saying if you don't think about it, there's a problem.
Right.
You have to bare minimum at least just ponder the question.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I agree. Next, I think this is an easy one. You have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Arizona to face the Cardinals. I'm taking the Eagles. They are hot. I told you before the season started, they are one of my dark horses.
Yep.
I love the A.J. Brown trade. The offense is doing very well. The defense is playing well enough to keep them in games and help them win. I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, and I am too. I think that's kind of a no-brainer because you don't know what Cardinals team is going to show up.
Yeah, with Kyler and Cliff arguing on the sidelines, that's not a good sign for them.
No, it's not. And I'm definitely going to take the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is hot right now.
Hot, absolutely. Next, I already put your answer in because I know what it is. We have the first Sunday night game, which is the New York Giants traveling to the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, I'm going to pick the Packers.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to pick the Giants, and then I was going to laugh my ass off.
But no, I just, no. I'm not going to go against the Packers right now.
Aaron Rodgers in primetime at home.
Yeah.
That pretty much is all you need to know.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really good game. The actual Sunday night game that's on NBC. We have the Bengals traveling to the Ravens. I picked the Bengals only because they're hot right now, and Joe Burrow is not Andy Dalton, and he actually performs in prime time. So, and I think the Bengals have a better team.
This one's hard for me, man, because is the game in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's in Baltimore.
Then I'm going with Baltimore, but I'm doing it begrudgingly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it could go either way because,
Right.
you know, it's at, I think the only thing that's swaying me is the fact that it's at home in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but you also have to remember they lost the last game at home they had, didn't they? Wasn't it the Miami game? Yeah, the
Yeah.
Miami game they lost at home, and then
But it's also a divisional game. It's a divisional game, so there's a little extra to that. So that's why I'm picking Baltimore. I'm not thrilled about it, and I don't know if they will win, but I'm picking them.
I think if they had a better pass rush, I would go with Baltimore. But because they have zero pass rush and their defense is hot garbage, that's the only reason I went the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals have somewhat of a defense, so we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Next, I think it's going to be easy, but I also think it could swing either way, depending on which team shows up. You have the Vegas Raiders traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. I went with the Chiefs because they're really hot right now, and you have no idea what Derek Carr is going to show up.
Yeah, I do agree with you in that that I would definitely pick the Chiefs as well, but that's a hard game to pick just because it's weird because sometimes the Chiefs are going to show up, sometimes they're not. Sometimes Derek Carr will show up, sometimes David Carr shows up. So you're not really sure which Carr brother is going to actually be there, but I am gonna pick the Chiefs to win that game.
Okay. And last but not least, we have our game. Now I will be honest. Since sitting here, I have changed my answer 3 different times. Ultimately, I am a Browns fan. I do think we can pull out a win. I think with it being a must-win, we have to win the game. Therefore, I'm going to pick.
Can't hear you. Your mic cut out.
Testing.
There you go. Yeah, there we go. You're back.
Like I was saying, I think this game is a must-win. I think because it's a must-win and I'm a Browns fan, I'm going to pick the Browns, but I don't feel comfortable doing so. If I had to bet on it, I would probably bet the Chargers if I had money on it, but it is at home. It is the West Coast team traveling east for a 1 o'clock game, which I'm always a huge fan of the East Coast team at that. But I am nowhere near comfortable taking the Browns. I think that this is going to be either a very good game and we pull out a close win, which I think is going to happen, or this could be a complete blowout by the Chargers, depending on which defense shows up.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I'm picking the Browns because they're going, in my mind, they're going 17-0. They're going to win every single game. So I'm obviously going to pick my Brownies. Right. The score prediction, I think it's going to be a high. Fuck, it's hard to do a score prediction on that one. I mean, you picked the Browns to win, so I'm gonna say 30-27 Browns.
I'm not making a score prediction because last time I did that, we lost.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. So, okay.
I'm superstitious. Like I'm not picking I'm not gonna give them any more reasons to lose.
Okay. Well, there you go. So, guys, that's gonna do it for this week of Load the Box. Hopefully we can talk to you next Wednesday about a victory Wednesday. It's going to be tough, but crazier things have happened. We have seen crazier things, but hopefully our Brownies show up. Our defense shows up and our offense shows up and manages to put some points on the board. So we will see. But regardless, win, lose, or tie, we will see you next Wednesday. My name is Chris Baxitas, and that's Eric Mienko. And we are going to see you next week. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Hoo, hoo.